What's up, guys? Good morning to you. It is Friday. CME futures closed today. We could go either way here. We're going to look at some areas to watch and look at some confirmation areas. Glad to see you guys could join me. What's up, Jim Quigley, Chris, Cody G, Roy? What's up, man? Brian Hoffer, Chris D. Sager, Brad Roberts, Stephen Thomas, Zahid, Mellow Fellow. What is happening? So anyways, this is what we're watching. This was our big support and resistance here at 52.7. We're currently above there right now in the 4 hour. We did get rejected at the 21 EMA so far. I'm still looking for this count here. Remember, we were looking at this as a possible ABC, and if that's correct, we would go up to the 62.8, but now I am leaning more towards this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down. This neckline right here from the inverse head and shoulders has been support and resistance for a long time. It is pretty heavy resistance now. The highest I see us going up and still be continuing down would be the 54.9 area, which would line up with the 55 EMA and this trend line here. That's of course if we continue up from here, but I'm going to zoom into some smaller time frames in a minute. Another thing I want to look at is the RSI on the 4 hour. As you can see, we are in a falling channel. If we are able to break out of this in the 4 hour RSI and close above it, close a 4 hour outside of this, then chances are we're going to continue up from here. But otherwise, I believe we come back down, have a big drop, and come to here. So if we do have a drop within the next day or two, I think it's going to be a pretty massive drop. Otherwise, like I said, if we get back above this 55 EMA area around 55,000, we could get support up here and continue on up for another new all-time high. But as of right now, this is my bias. I'm looking for 5 waves down that could possibly get us as low as the low 40s. Wave 3 would be around 46.2. Then it bounced to somewhere around 51 or 52, and then probably back down to the wave 5 being around the 44,000. Possibly, guys. There's no guarantees. This is what I'm looking at. And let's look at the 15 minute here. See what's going on. Let's zoom in a little bit. As you can see on the 15 minute, we are in a rising channel here. If we are to break down out of this within the next hour or so, measured move is going to be around 51,000. Of course, if we break the 50,000, that'd be confirmation that we're probably going to continue down much lower. Otherwise, these EMAs turn around and we continue back up. Right now, like I said, this is the 15 minute. If we did get another push up, I'd be looking for somewhere in the right around the $54,700 to $59,000 range to remain within this. Now, if we break up and out of past this trend line, then obviously we'd start looking for the upside. One more thing I want to zoom in and look at. Our funding rate's still favoring the bears a little bit right now. Let's take a look at, as you can see, our volume's extremely low on the dailies right now. We have these trend lines here. This is kind of like a wedge. It's not quite a channel, but we also are getting rejected at the 0.382 right now. And there is a volume node here, and that's around that 30 or 54,000. Now, if we took a measured move of this and to where we broke down, that could go as low as 32,000, guys. There is some high volume node here. The high volume node's actually at 34.3. So be aware of that. That also lines up with the 200 EMA. It is a possibility. Unless we get back above this trend lines and back above our EMAs, like I said, above 5,500, and then we probably could continue up higher. We also have 0.618 right here, about 56.4. Although I think that if we break above this trend line, then we can probably continue to the upside. But as of right now, as you can see, we are getting rejected right on this trend line. And guys, stick around. Don't forget to smash the likes. We get up to 200 likes, then we'll get into the altcoins and start looking at our targets in those. But as of right now, this is what I'm looking at. And again, this is if we can't get back inside here. There is another way to look at this that could show that we have when as low as we're gonna go. If we make this a regular channel by cloning this top trend line, bringing it down to the bottom, as you can see, we had a touch here and a touch here. If this was to break, then it's pretty much about the same level. We'll make another measured move here, but if that is the bottom and we don't break below that 50,000 again, then most likely we could continue up. But let's say we break this today, yeah, it'd be right around the same range. But as of right now, this is how I'm looking at it. Let me get that off there. As a retest already, we'll see what happens. We're lingering around 53 at the time of this video. And as you guys know, I've been looking at the Wyckoff distribution, which we could be seeing here, and that would look something like this. There's also another phase here where we go up to the up thrust after distribution, which would get us to our old target of 63 to 64,000. So if we do continue up, we could be looking for that 63 to 64,000 range. Otherwise, I believe we're here and we're most likely going to continue down. Again, if we can't break back above this $55,000 range, then I'm looking for at least the mid 40s. Like I said, wave 3 would be right around the 46,200 and right around the 46,000 to $47,000 range. Wave 3, look for a bounce for wave 4, and then wave 5 down. Now, if this is the case, this would be wave 1, and then we would get either this would either be a B or a A or a 1, and we would get either a B or a 2 up, and then more downside in the longer term if this count is correct. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Don't forget the dollar index. We've been watching this. It's still looking bullish on the 3-day. As you guys know, I've been watching this fractal, and it does seem to be playing out beautifully. Let me line this up a little bit. As you can see, the fractal in the MACD looks the same as the fractal in the price action, also in the RSI down here. The DXY does look bullish for the next year or two to me. Let's look at gold. Gold, we are getting rejected here at, if you guys been around since November, we've had this exact chart since November. I was looking for a target of 1736, and I said if that broke, I'd be looking for 1650. That's what I'm looking for now, as this has become resistance. And if that breaks, we could be going as low as around the 1450. A silver, same thing. I talked about it yesterday, getting a bounce in this area around the 200 EMA. And my target is around $20 to $21 for silver. As you can see, we have room in the RSI to continue down. All right, that's where I'm at. I'm going to get in the chat and chit chat with you guys for a while. So what is happening? Bull run over, not enough info. Yeah, there ain't enough info for that. There's nothing to say it is over. There's nothing to say it's not over yet. Zahid said, I'm seeing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You talking about the big one here? Yeah, I'm leaning this way too. We'll see what happens. If we do drop here, it's going to be a pretty significant drop. But again, watch this RSI. If we pop back above this falling channel, then we're bullish. If we can't get back above this channel, then it is bearish to me. Oh, we'll see. But even if we get up to this, back to this trend line around that 54.9 to 55, we would still be, we would break out of here, possibly retest this trend line and be making bearish divergence. But either way, I think we're going to be headed seeing this direction. But again, watch that high 54,000 to 59 or $55,000 range. Why BTC is not coming down fast, Savvy? I mean, if you look at the big picture, it is kind of coming down fast. It's been what? I mean, you look at the big picture, that's how BTC drops. And I think if it does continue down, the next leg is going to be pretty quick. We're definitely going to be keeping an eye on it. Let's go back. And again, like I said, we're retesting this trend line perfectly. We had 1, 2, and 3 touches. We broke through on the 3rd touch. We've tested it and got rejected. Again, that's at the 0.382 from this swing high to this swing low. So it's favoring the bears in my opinion. Good morning, Lady Jane. Options expire at 4 p.m. GMT. Yes, they do. And there is a maximum pain level at 44,000, I believe it is, in the futures, which means that's where the most people will lose the most amount of money if it hits 44,000. And there are times that happens. We could see a wick all the way down. It's definitely a possibility. If you guys were here for this one here, we dropped in one day from 57.5 all the way down to 46. So $9,000 drop in a day. There's nothing to say that can't happen today. So be cautious out there, especially if you're super bullish. Just be careful. Know the ranges. If we break this low, like I said, if we break this $50,000 range, we also have the 55 EMA around the $49,500 range. If we break that, guys, it's pretty much confirmation for me that we are in wave 3 of 5 down. What's up, Zoltan? Don't forget to smash likes, guys. There's 141 of you in here. Scroll down, smash the likes, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We do daily updates every day. Lately, I've been doing lives because Bitcoin's doing stuff. And it's at a very, very, very crucial area. Let's get back into the 15-minute. Let's watch this, see if this channel breaks here. We're getting support right now in the 55 EMA. No divergence. So let's see what happens here. I don't know why this... Let's look at this in the hourly too, and then we'll zoom back into the 15-minute. And I'm kind of going to focus on this for a while till, like I said, we get our 200 likes. Then we'll start going into looking at our altcoins, the charts that we have been watching. Again, guys, I don't trade altcoins, but I do look at them for you guys. But anyways, let's see if we drop out of this. And the target of dropping out of here is around that 51,000. Probably expect a bounce there and then possibly continue down from there if we break out of this. Let's zoom out, look at this 1 hour real quick. The one thing, the RSI does have more room to pop up here. So it could get to that, you know, retest this top again. That would create bearish divergence in my opinion. We'd have to see how that plays out. But that also aligns with the 400, or I'm sorry, the 200 EMA right here. But another thing I wanted to point out is this here. Everybody likes to talk about W's in Bitcoin because everybody's super bullish, but they never want to talk about the M's. And this looks like a big M. So, and I don't like W's and M's. I'm just pointing that out because everybody wants to point out W's and never the M's. But if we look at this here as like a upside down Adam and an Eve, the measured move from the break of that would be right around that 44, right around the 44,000 to 44,500 range. And if we took a measured move from the upper level here where we did get rejected, that one gets us down to about the 46.1, 46.2 range. So let's look at the MACD on the 1 hour. And the MACD's turning over on the 1 hour, guys. What's it look like on the 4 hour? 4 hours looking bullish, but it could always drop much further. We'll keep an eye on it. So like I said, it could go literally either way right now, but we're going to keep an eye on everything here for a little bit. I'll probably be on the stream for a good hour or so. Don't forget to smash the likes so we can get into the altcoins for you guys. I'll look at altcoins of your choice. This does look like it could be ready to... I don't know why this moved on me. Let me move it back down. Oh, because we're in the hourly, not the 15-minute. Okay. Let's go back into the 15-minute. Just to watch this here. If we do break down here, let me move this back up. If we do break this trend line here, like I said, look for about the 51,000 range. Got a Donkey Kong those likes. I just dated myself. One thing is for certain, half of you will be right and half of you will be wrong. Why me? But if you get the confirmations right, it doesn't matter. If you know how to trade and you know what confirmations to look for, you'll be just fine. Poor Cardano cult members faked out again. We'll be looking at Cardano. Whatever alt you guys want to look at, link, all that stuff, as soon as we get 200 likes in here. Until then, we're just going to watch Bitcoin. Again, if this trend line breaks, and right now it's lying around 52.7, so if we break that, I'd be looking for around 51. If BTC drops, there's no life for alts. Oh yeah, if this is like I said, if this is gonna be a 1 2 3 4 5 wave, if this is 5 waves down, the alts are gonna get absolutely crushed, 100% crushed. So if you start seeing this and this does start playing out, I would get the hell out of altcoins. I don't play in altcoins. I don't care about altcoins. If you learn how to trade and you trade Bitcoin, that's all you need to trade. And it's a lot more safe to trade Bitcoin. Fun in Israel is in buying mode. Good luck, buddy. I mean, if you're buying for long term, it doesn't really matter. If you're not going to worry about it for 5 or 10 years, who cares? BTC dominance. I don't really ever do that, but I will. I don't know what ticker it's under. Let me know what ticker it's under and we'll check it out. Hey Savvy, thanks for your hard work. What effects will Susie Canal closing have on markets? Again, thanks. Have a great weekend. I don't pay attention to news, guys. I pay attention to technicals only. What's up, Jason? DJ Fresh, what's happening, man? A lot of alts already look topped with ending diagonal triangle 5 wave moves. Yeah, guys, join the Discord group. It's a great group of guys in there. Great group of people sharing charts, sharing trades. There is a link down below. It's totally free. Check it out. Like I said, it's a great community. Good group of people in there. There's always somebody in there. What do you think of XLM Stellar coins? I don't like any of them alts. I think they're all exit scams, honestly. If you want to trade them, you can make money trading them. You can lose a lot of money trading them. But I don't believe in any of them, honestly. I believe there may be something in the future that's worth something, but all these things they're putting out is pipe dream promises. They're great for trading. That's all I see this good for at this time. What's the feeling on bull run when end, mate? Bull run could be over. I mean, there's no confirmation to anything like that yet. Zibby, I started out in penny stocks and pretty much self-taught. I went over Elliott wave theory and Wyckoff method, and then learn your support and resistance and trend lines, and kind of just mix it all up and look for confirmations that way. Don't shill that stuff in here, Marcin, or I will get rid of you. No shilling. But guys, about altcoins, I think the same about all altcoins. I really don't think they have any true value yet. There's really no fundamentals in any of this stuff. As much as people like to say, the only fundamental is price moves. Honestly, this is like a big game right now, the whole crypto space. Why me? No, I'm not. Morning, Josh. Don't forget to smash likes, guys. We got to get to 200 likes before we get into looking at the altcoins of your choice. Thanks, Zibby. What would your level to say to get below to say the bull market's over? I've been talking about that for quite some time, and that would be breaking this bottom trend line right here. If we were to break this bottom trend line, this is a rising. Let me get this stuff out of the way here. This is a rising. Let me get this 51 out of here too. I thought I got rid of that yesterday, but all right. So if we break below this trend line here, this rising broadening wedge, I believe that's pretty much a good confirmation that the bull market's over for now. And as of right now, it would be, depending on if and when we break it, if it was in the next few months, it would be up into the $48,000 range. As of right now, it's around the 43,000. So when did you first enter the Bitcoin market? Like I said, I started out in penny stocks at the beginning of 2017. Penny stocks were getting kind of dead, and I belonged to some forums, and everybody was getting into crypto, and that's what got me into it. I never looked back. So do you consider BTC the only non-alt? Well, it's obviously the only non-alt, because the reason altcoins are called altcoins is because they're alternatives to Bitcoin. I like Litecoin because it's decentralized, as long as it doesn't get involved with these other cryptos. It's like the kids' party game, pass the parcel. Just you don't want to hold the parcel when the music stops. That's pretty much what alts are. Yeah. So all right, we're bouncing on the 15-minute between the 55 EMA and the 200 EMA. S. Jennings said, Big Daddy BTC. We almost got 100 likes. We need 100 more, and we will get into the altcoins. You guys pick the altcoins. We'll take a look at them. I have a bunch of altcoin charts that I've made in the last live streams, and we can watch, see where they're headed, and see how they're playing out. So it's looking like it wants to pump up past the EMAs here. Let's see if it can turn them around, or if we just end up falling back through this channel. Like I said, we could go back up. We do have room in the RSI to go back up here and retest the top of this channel, which would also line up with our trend line up here and the 55 EMA, somewhere in that 54, 55,000 range. Ethereum is pumping above the EMAs. Yeah, but if you look at the 4-hour, unless it pumps really hard, we're gonna have the 21, or I'm sorry, the 55 and the 200 crossing before long. This is the 4-hour, and once that crosses, that's gonna put some more bearish pressure on Ethereum. Ethereum can pump a little more. If you look at the RSI, it could get all the way up to 17,000. It's still gonna be making bearish divergence here. So can you add ZIL? Yeah, remind me when we're going through them, and we'll take a look at it. Jim Quigley, no, legally I can't beyond that co-vesting because of being in the US. So if I was, nobody would know. Chris said LTC is going to the moon. Let's see. Well, Litecoin's at its major resistance again, which is the 184. That's why this yellow line's here. We did hit our target of 166, but if we're having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down in Bitcoin, we would have the same thing in Litecoin, and that would be, if that's the case, here's the two targets. If this is the ABC, then I would look for Litecoin to hit about 134. If this is a 1, 2 and we're waiting for 3, then I would look for Litecoin to go all the way back down to 75. But the RSI has been oversold down here. But even if we pump back up to the, we could go as high as 193 and make bearish divergence here. So just be cautious, be careful. It's going to be interesting to see what the markets do today. I didn't check the Dow was open. Dow made a gap, so it'll probably come back down and close that gap. We are above the EMAs on the Dow, as you guys know. This is a 100-year trend line. We had talked about wicking above it and coming back below, which we did. If we start opening and closing candles above this trend line on the Dow, then I would say the Dow is going to be pretty damn bullish. But otherwise, if we can't get back above this trend line and start opening and closing dailies above it, I think we could have a huge correction for the Dow coming. Dollar index still looking good. See what gold's doing. Gold's still getting rejected there. Target 1650. Silver, same thing. Got the targets down here. EMAs are looking pretty damn bearish in the daily. Like I said, we might have some trouble getting below this 200 EMA around 2411. And as of gold, gold's just not looking good. If you guys haven't checked out Prime XBT, I have a link down below. By using my link and my promo code SAVVY50, you'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus. So if you put in a Bitcoin, you get half a Bitcoin bonus to use towards your margin. Savvy25 will get you 25% off your fees. You can trade Forex, gold, silver, S&P, Dow Jones, tons of different stuff on just this one exchange. So if you're interested, check it out. Links down below. I also, if you go onto my YouTube page, I just made a newer video kind of running through Prime and giving you the ins and outs of it. So check it out if you haven't. Litecoin won't give 134, not this year, bro. If Litecoin, if we are in a 5-wave down for Bitcoin, trust me, Litecoin will feel it, and it will feel it hard. We'll look at Ethereum the same way. So Ethereum, if Ethereum is in a one or a ABC or a 1, 2, 3, here are the targets for that. This, let me move that over. Let me get my Fibonacci retracements on here. And this is if Bitcoin does go down. So, but the bearish case is 1200 would be an ABC. And if we were to go down to, if this is a 5-wave down, we could see a $730 Ethereum. I'm going to get these out of here. These were old measured move targets. So yeah, if we're going to get an ABC and then shoot up, if Bitcoin shoots up from here, then we may still see this for Ethereum and then continue higher. But we'll see what happens. It's trying to pump above the EMAs on the 15-minute. Let's see how it looks on the hourly. Hourly is getting rejected as of right now at the 55 EMA. Like I said, we could get up to this range, test this 200 EMA. We'll see if we get there and then come falling down. But again, on this daily, this trend line here is extremely important. As you can see, the EMAs are all hovering in this area also, and that is also the 0.382 fib from this swing high to this swing low. Bitcoin has always respected Keltner channels on a daily. Yeah. The past does not always play out the same, guys, and that's when most people get wrecked, when they expect it to. Always be ready for both scenarios. Always be ready for both scenarios. Is there not too much institutional money for this low price points? Institutions are just playing the same game everybody else is. They're in it to make money. They know bear market's coming. If you get rid of all your emotion, all your greed, all your hope, all your just weird emotion and stuff, and take a look at this on the monthly. There is no real institution or real big funds or real investors gonna buy something that looks like this up here. They're gonna wait for it to come back down before they touch it. Yeah, it's obvious here, guys. This is not something you buy. Not up here for long term. And again, that doesn't mean we can't get up to that 63,000 that I'm talking about, but yeah, they don't buy something that looks like this. And if you want to say Michael Saylor, MicroStrategies, take a look at his past. He got in trouble for fraud, and his chart is absolutely horrendous. He is not a good investor. I would not follow anything he does. His charts prove it. His past proves it. He was literally the biggest, the #1 loser out of everybody in the dot-com bubble. He lost like, I think it's 14 or 16 billion dollars. So be cautious with following. Basically, he's just a giant shiller. He's a marketer. That's all he is. I see by Monday we are talking under 50K. Possibly sooner. Weekend pump as always. Possibly if we get a big drop first, maybe it'll use the weekend to pump. But like I said, let's keep an eye on and see how this 4-hour closes here too. If we can get above this, I'll put another arrow there. If we do get above this trend line and close a 4-hour above this falling channel, then we could see, you know, a nice push up. BTC down to 42K and then the moon. Well, I'm sure it will at least bounce there. Just because it bounces doesn't mean it's going to the moon. Like I said, if we get down to them low 40s and we get a bounce, that could just be an A, and we got a A, and then we get a B, and then a C down further. So you got to be cautious about that stuff. Don't just assume. Be ready for everything, or there's a good chance you're going to lose a lot of money. Remember, Bitcoin always corrects 70 to 80% once it tops out. I'm not saying it's topped, but just be aware of that. And the most amount of people always lose the most amount of money. Dollar's still looking good. And this is the dollar index laid over the top of Bitcoin. As you can see, this bottom trend line that the dollar always bounces off of. And after it bounces off this trend line, it comes up to this top trend line. And as you can see, when the dollar bottoms, Bitcoin tops. The dollar bottoms, Bitcoin tops. Not saying it's topped right now, but it could be, or it's very close. And the next time to buy Bitcoin would be next time we test this trend line, because if you notice, every time the dollar tops, Bitcoin bottoms. That's my plan. You make yours. Dow's coming back down a little bit. Like I said, it opened and it gapped. That's usually not a good sign. Heavy rejection here by the EMAs and the trend line. Could see a big short squeeze due to bearish sentiment. Possible. what's your price prediction for this run? I just went over all that. Like I said, there's still a possibility we get up to that $64,000 range if we bounce from here. Otherwise, I mean, we could go all the way up here and retest this trend line, but anyone to predict they know what it's going to do from here, as in, you know, long term, is bullshit. Yeah, it's there's no confirmation for either way yet. None. Why me said these games happen every Friday. This is the last Friday of the month and the CME futures expire. Anything can happen, and it can get real ugly real fast, and it can shoot up real fast. And it could go sideways, but I have a feeling we're going to see a massive move within the next 48 hours. What are your thoughts on the Plan B stock to flow? Stock to flow only looks at stock. It only looks at, it doesn't look at it only looks at supply or demand. It doesn't look at supply. When does supply come? When people are selling, supply comes. Stock to flow does not look at supply, so I don't like it. That stock to flow is assuming nobody is going to sell. That's what the stock to flow is. Don't we normally get a fake out a few thousand below the all-time high before the end? Sometimes it goes above. Back in 2017, it faked out, and if we go back to 2017, let's look at the weekly too. That's an ugly weekly candle nobody's talking about. Volume declining. Let's look at the daily. We'll go look at the last two tops. This one here had the fake out. This one here, though, 2017, it came up and broke the high before coming crashing down. This market will bite you. It will bite you if you don't have some idea and aren't, you know, you got, like I said, you got to take both sides into effect. There is no guarantee which way this market is going. None. Like I said, as of right now, this is what I'm looking for. Until there's confirmation that I'm wrong. This is my bias right now. You guys know I was looking for ABC, and that was at the 51.5. We did drop below that, so that kind of throws that off for me and started making me look more towards a 1, 2, 3 down, 4 up, 5 down. What do you think if this is the adoption time of cryptocurrency? I don't think this is adoption time at all. Nobody knows how to use wallets. They're scared to do it themselves. It's not mass adoption yet. In 2017, if you remember, they're making a big deal about Teslas. You could buy Lamborghinis with Bitcoin at the end of 2017. All the stuff you're hearing is the same type of stuff. They just hype it up more. Savvy is the best TA. Tells you the worst case and the all right case. Keep best for last. I'm just looking for the charts without the ridiculous, overhype, crazy, can't sit still, screaming, oh my god. If people that are doing that are 99.999% probably not trading, because you cannot trade with those kind of emotions. Don't forget to smash likes, guys. We got to get to 200 likes before I even start looking at the altcoins of your pick. Chris said you have to relax and just push the button. Super Farm went to the moon, and stupid this dude doesn't even have a website. It's because they're all just pump and dumps, man. If you ever pay attention, let you in on a little secret. Watch a video of, a lot of times you'll see my top 5 coins or top 3 coins or top 10 coins, and look at the coins that they list when they make them videos. And I'm talking about the really big YouTubers. And then go look at that coin before they made the video, and you'll see a big hump, and then it'll flatline for a minute, and then you'll see where their video started, and then it went up. People started buying, and they dumped right into them people, and it come right back down. Just check it out. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've looked many times, and that's what happens. It's possible, Sarah. Yeah, anything's possible. I got things that show possible, you know, going back down to 9,000. But if we get that low, I'm sure we could go lower. But anyways, yeah, do that. Watch the pumper channels. If you're watching their channel when they're talking about their top altcoin picks, it's too late. Exactly, Todd Grin. Get your position now and sell when the video gets released. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I would look it up, but I don't want to point one person out or nothing like that, and I would show you. But you can do it yourself. Like I said, find one of those videos and then go look at that coin and see what happened right before the video and then after. Anyone else love morning beer like I do? Legacy coin is the best long-term hold, and none of them a good long-term hold in my opinion. If you look back, go back to like 2013, 2015, 2007, look at all the coins that were on the top 10 and look at where they're at now. They're all gone. There's always hype coins that rally. Every bull market, there's new ones that are rallying. EOS was one that was rallying. And this is just last 2017 bull run. You had EOS, you had Verge, you had Tron, and look at them now. They're just garbage. But they were the coin. They had gonna solve all these problems and do all this stuff, and it never happens. They all just get crushed. Savvy, what are your thoughts on the benefits of trading smaller time frames versus longer time frames? Depends on what time frames you're considering long and short. I like the 4 hour. But if you go down and start trading the 1 hour and 15 minute, it's a lot more risk. A lot more risk, especially if you're on leverage. The smaller the time frame, the more risk on leverage. Chris said, Savvy, we need BTC to 9K so I can buy a dozen. What's the blue and yellow indicator? This one here? That's the VPVR volume profile. I don't think you can get this with the free. Yeah, if you guys do want to chart, I have a trading view link down below. You can start a free trading view and I think you get 5 indicators or whatever. But this indicator here, I think you have to have an upgraded account. So you would have to have a paid account to get the VP or VPVR. Go back into that 15-minute. Zoom in. All right, we got the EMAs looking like they want to cross bullish again on the 1 hour, but the 1 hour just started. We'll see how this pans out. Let's go into the 15-minute. Whoops, that's the 5-minute. All right, so do we get up here and retest this trend line again? That is the question. We're getting a little pump. The survival coins of the past cycle haven't improved much with use case since then. 4 years ago, no significant, because most of them really aren't even working on the coins. Like, really, get a hold of their developers and stuff. Say you want to go check out where they're working on it, what they're doing, and look at the progress. And 90% of them aren't gonna do that. They'll tell you, but they're not gonna let you go look at what they're doing. Deleted. What coin have you profited most off of? Bitcoin. That's the only coin I mess with. I mean, I dabble in Litecoin and Ethereum trading once in a great while, but why trade anything else if you're doing good off one thing that is volatile as hell? And why go into riskier altcoins when you can make it on a less risk asset like Bitcoin? Can you explain in a minute what about the VPM indicates and help in trading? Yeah, the VPVR that we had up over here, it gives you high volume nodes, so it tells you where the higher volume. And like I said, we have a big one here at 47, which is also happens to be one of the targets. But you can go down into smaller time frames, but you got to watch. It only shows the volume of what's showing on the screen. So let's go into the 4 hour. And as you can see, so if you're looking at it here, it's just using the highest traded areas on the screen, and you can see, and usually you'll get a bounce on these high ones. See, like we did here, we got rejected at this one here, and it puts a red line across on the high volume node. We got rejected right there. Then we got support down here. You go in a little more. The next support over here is around that 47.6, which is also the end of wave 3, like we've talked about. So a lot of things lining up with that, guys. But basically, in a nutshell, that's what it is. It just shows the volume traded in that area. Like I said, you zoom in more. Here, I'll show you something interesting. Go back over to the daily. And I was telling you, 85% correction from up here would be around $9,800. And if you look down here and you put in the whole zone, 9,100, that's where the high volume node it would be down here. As much as people like to laugh and say that'll never happen, we'll see. I'm not saying it's gonna, but I'm saying there's a damn good possibility. That's how the people that bought a bunch, the institutions, when they sell theirs, that's what happens. Everybody gets scared and sells out. All right, we're coming back down here a little bit. Do I have a VPR on this chart? I do. Let's put it in there. We're bouncing around right in this open area here. I'll pull that off there now. 134 likes. We only need, what, 66 more likes, and we can start checking out the altcoins of your choice. How long have I been on here? Almost an hour. Wow. Weekly stock RSI indicating oversold conditions. Yeah, if you look back in the past, it can stay in the oversold forever. It can stay in the overbought forever too. I don't like that indicator just because it'll look oversold, but it could stay there for weeks. If you're looking at the daily, it could stay there for weeks too. It's done it in the past. That's why you don't see it up on any of my charts here. Talking about MCAP, Litecoin will pump soon. Great looking chart comparing to other top 10s in terms of potential. The chart could look good. It doesn't look good to me. It looks like either a ABC here or a 1, 2, 3. And if Bitcoin is in a 5-wave down, I don't care how good an altcoin chart looks. If Bitcoin takes a big dive, altcoins don't stand a chance. And I'm not being negative. I'm just telling you what I've seen a million times. People say I'm negative on Bitcoin and hate Bitcoin. No, I don't. I'm looking at the charts and telling you what I see. If you disagree, that's fine. Don't scream and cry and call names because you disagree with me. There's bulls and bears in markets. They'll never agree. There's got to be argument because, or not argument, but there's got to be disagreement, or else there would be no market. You can never guarantee anybody's right. There is no guarantees, none, zero, zilch. My USD short is up already by a lot. Your USD short on what though? What are you trading it against? Can't be up by that much. I mean, like I said, depends on what you're trading it for. This is the 3-day chart that I'm looking at here, guys. And that's why I'm extremely bullish on the dollar. And when I say that, doesn't mean it can't go down a little bit. It's going to bounce around. I'm on the 3-day chart. This is bullish to me for at least a year, possibly a couple. I believe it's going to play out just like this fractal did over here. It only makes sense. And I don't want to hear about printing the dollar, because 99% of the people I hear talking about that have no idea how it works. It's not like they're printing it and it's out in circulation. There's no money in circulation right now. So that's the opposite of inflation. It's actually deflationary. Jim Quigley. January 2022 prediction. Like I said, there's no confirmation of what's going on yet. You can't. You can look at the possibilities. I'm not going to make a prediction of where it's going to be when. For one, timing is the hardest thing to judge in a market. For two, I'm looking at realistic stuff here. So, I mean, if you want crazy predictions, they're all over the place. They're just guesses. They're 100% just guesses. Right, Sarah. Oh, against Canadian? I'm from the Midwest, Brad. Pinoy said 60K was the top. We will see 60 maybe in 4 months or end of the year. It is what it is. Possible. Mark, just do like big tech, censor any opposing view, and there is only one side. That ought to lose some folks money. What's your worst case scenario for Bitcoin? All right, let me put this on a log and I'll show you. Actually, do I still have it on here? No, let me go into the daily. I don't remember which chart I had it on, but let me see if this is it. No, this isn't it. I had a chart on here. Let me put this in log real quick. So my worst case for Bitcoin would be coming all the way down to here around $6,000 range, $5,000 to $6,000 range. That's the worst case. But like I said, I'm looking more towards that mid $9,000s to $10,000 range is more apt. Maybe just a dip below 10 grand possible. Again, I'm not saying it's for sure, but there's always a possibility. And if you're guaranteeing that it's not going to go that low, you don't understand markets one bit. And I don't mean to be rude. I just mean learn markets. Learn how and why they move. People take profits. There's been a lot of big money bought way down here, and they will be taking profits. And when they do, they'll put fear in the market. When? I don't know, maybe they started. The fact is, we all started out at someone's little angel, in a place like this forces us to become warriors and victims. Nothing in between can exist, pretty much. Five dead for no reason. Trump are just blind to the truth. Keep the politics out of here, please. I don't want none of that crap on my YouTube just because YouTube's not a fan of it and they screw you over. We got 149 likes. We need 51 more likes. We'll go over the alts. The longer that takes, the less time I'm gonna take on the alts. We've been almost an hour on here now. So we're getting support on the 15 EMA on the 15-minute right now. Or no, that's the hourly, sorry. Let me go into the hourly. So yeah, let's see if this crosses or if it turns around and goes bearish on us. Like I said, it's still possible. Actually, I'd raise this up a little bit around that 200 EMA, 54.9 to 55. Somewhere in there, if we do manage to get back above this 54,000. Shark Tank guy talking about BTC as a China coin and blood coin, already starting to talk it down, so they are likely short. How long do your trades stay open? It all depends. A few days. It depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll open and close a couple trades in a day. Sometimes I can be in a trade for a week or more. It all depends. $51 likes are coming soon. We are close to the top range. Each of us, a cell of awareness. Imperfection and incomplete, genetic, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Savvy, do you ever use Renko blocks or other candle styles? No, I don't. Nope. My thing is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's why you don't see a lot of indicators. I like the RSI because the RSI is literally the only true indicator that's not lagging. If you watch it, it follows the candle, the body, not the wick. I don't know why. Oh, that line must be in my hourly. Let's see. I don't even see a line in the hourly. I need to get that off the 15-minute then. Dang it. There we go. All right, let's see what happens here. What do I do if I bought at 58,000? I don't give financial advice, man. If you're holding for long term, just hold it. I think you'd be all right in 5 to 10 years. It'll be much higher. If Bitcoin succeeds, there's not even 100% chance of that. I favor Bitcoin succeeding in the long term, but nobody knows. You know, if it takes something freak to really put Bitcoin out, like the government literally said if you have it, they'll shoot you or something like that. But other than that, I think Bitcoin has a high percentage chance of succeeding for long-term future. I want to see 100 subscribers. So, Mr. God, you're trying to shill your channel in here? That's not happening, bud. Too many hurdles. What kind of coin should I invest if I should start with crypto? If you're investing, I wouldn't actually invest in anything long term except Bitcoin in the crypto space. For me, Ethereum topped a while ago with Link. Now some of the younger coins like ADA and Theta are topping. Next to be the marginal low cap altcoins, and then it rolls over. It's very possible. Big Dog, thanks for the free education, Savvy. You're a real deal. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Well, don't look like we're going to get to 162 likes, so I'll stick around for, 200 likes. So I'll stick around for another 15-20 minutes, guys, and then I'm going to get out of here. Maybe we'll see something happen here. Maybe we won't. BTC use case is for storage of wealth. What do you think is the best coin for payments? I don't for personal payments, probably I like Litecoin for that, to be honest, because it's safe. And there's one other thing that'll always give Litecoin its value. Whenever they do any changes to Bitcoin code, they test it on Litecoin. Litecoin is the test net. So for it to remain a good test net, the value has to be up. And that's another reason I like Litecoin. Here's a thought. Satoshi's vision is for Bitcoin to become a stable, decentralized currency. If that were to happen, say goodbye to Moon and Lambos. Kinda not. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess it all depends on how you look at it. All there is a bunch of opinions right now, so. What do you think of the double top cycle like during 2013? So big drop now, but carry on rallying to the end of the year. I mean, that's a possibility, and I've talked about that. If you look in the daily chart, that this whole move right here was a 1, 2, 3. We'll have 4 down and then 5 up for the end of the year rally. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you'll know I've been looking for a low in June. We'll see what happens. And I don't feel like going into why, but if you've been around for a while, you know why I'm looking at June as a low. And maybe we see that here. Who knows? BTC dominance going down. Yeah. Litecoin's right at its heavy resistance right here. That's why this yellow line's here, and the next heavy resistance is right down in this area. Like I said, with Bitcoin doing what it's doing, I think Litecoin will probably be hitting around 134 unless Bitcoin shoots up today. But I do believe if Bitcoin's in a 5-wave count, we could see a $75,000 or $75 Litecoin and $1,200 to $730 Ethereum. And that's not, doesn't move straight down, guys. It moves like this. So yeah, don't get your panties all up in a knot. Let me get this back on here. Distribution. Payments, nothing beats Dash or XLM. DigiByte is awesome for payments. Got Michael Stinger, of course, man. Zahid said 35,000 could be the low. I'm still playing for crazy end of year. Thanks, Savvy. Makes sense. We always top or bottom June or December. It's 450 days from bottom to bottom. If you look in the past, it's 450 days from each low on the big chart. I'm not going to go over it. If you chart, you know, pull up your charts, check it out. There's usually between 550 and 600 days from top to top. What's your average risk to reward target per trade? It all depends. We talked, like I talked about earlier, it depends on if I'm in a swing trade or day trade or whatever. I'll do higher risks. I do a lot lower risk in my main trading account, which is on Prime XBT. There's links down below. And then I have the trade account that I show people when I'm trading in the Discord. And that is, I do a lot higher risk because I put a really small capital. I start out with $500 at the beginning of the week, every week in that one. And I started it 2 weeks ago, but it's, I'm always extremely profitable in it, but I do a lot higher risk on that because it's a small account and I put it in to trade and see what I can trade it up to. But as in, I do much higher leverage in that account too. As in my main account, it's a lot less risk, and I usually am between 7 or 5 and 10 times leverage, sometimes lower in my bigger account. 40% correction in BTC is realistic. So is 80 if it's the top, 80 or 90. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna head out. Looks like it's gonna be boring here for a while. Unless we break down here, but we'll watch for a couple minutes. I'll stay till this 15-minute candle closes anyway, see where it closes, what happens. Check something out here. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right. Thanks, Zaid. You're welcome, Roy. Thanks, DJ Fresh. What do you personally think? Is this the top or no? I believe it's a good possibility, but do I think it is for sure? No. And I've showed you, I don't think it'll go up much higher, honestly. Like I said, I think it's in distribution phase. The Wyckoff method, if we're in this, if it's this type of phase, then we're already done topped. If not, I think we could go up to that 65,000 range, but if we blow past that, then we could be looking in the 70,000. But either way, I'm starting to believe that we are possibly in a distribution phase at or near the top. And nobody believes it. That makes it even more feasible. If you look back in 2018, after the bull market was over, people were still making $1 million predictions, $100,000 predictions, all the way into June of 2018 before they finally gave up. So if you're listening to somebody that's, you can't, nobody knows. Prediction's a prediction. I can make a prediction of $50 million by the end of the year. I mean, it means nothing. But yeah, I'm gonna head out, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thanks a lot. Don't forget to check out my links below to help support the channel. Also, my wife's webpage, inkyourimage.com. She does all this stuff for herself. It is quality stuff, a lot of gift ideas. You can put anything you want on any of this stuff. And in the crypto section, you can put whatever your favorite project is, any saying you want. She can personalize it for you, do whatever you want. So check it out. Links below, along with many other affiliate links. There's some hard wallet links down there. If you guys want to get into regular stocks, WEBULL is down there. You can get 2 free stocks when you open up an account. They give you 2 free stocks. But yeah, anyway, there's a bunch of them down there. They all got some kind of discounts or benefits. Plus it does help the channel out too, and you get something from it. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day, and I'm out of here.